very good evening. Welcome to Friday's edition of Prime TV News with me, Iftia Abdul Kader. A look at your headlines first. Nalin Jayalath Pereira will take oaths as the new Chief Justice. The case against Basil Rajapaksa on the Malvana land will be heard continuously. The price of fertilizer will be increased despite the price hike in the world market. US aid assures support of the WHO in case of a disastrous situation. And on news overseas, deadly storm batters eastern India. Those were your top stories, and now for the news in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena has said that state officials should discharge a responsibility beyond their duties to protect the forest resources. He expressed this view joining in a function of the Forest Conservation Department. The president handed over letters of appointment to new officials of the Forest Conservation Department. In addition, the function to present productivity awards to forest range officers was also held. The event was held at the Ape Gama premises in Battaramulla. Letters of appointment were presented to 310 officers. The president also handed over awards of productivity for forest range officers of the Forest Conservation Department. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe made a special statement in Parliament today on the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi.
Gandhi was a person who brought about change. Not only did he bring about change, he was overcome by change. The last phase of his life saw the World War II, fighting in the Far East and in Asia. But nevertheless, after the war was over, that the British had no option but to give independence to India. He's a person without a Nobel Peace Prize. But the Peace Prize he's given us is far bigger than the Nobel Peace Prize. Ahimsa, non-violence, and satyagraha. Those are the forces he left behind. Gandhism has imbued democracy and enshrined non-violence in democracy. You need not have revolution to insist on democracy. Gandhi's ideals and democracy are today interwoven, and those democratic changes can be got by peaceful means. That is the lasting contribution that Mahatma Gandhi has made to democracy and the rule of law.
It has been decided to continuously take up the case filed against former Minister Basil Rajapaksa with respect to the Malvana land from the 14th of next month. The order was given by Gampaha High Court Judge Nimal Ranavira. Basil Rajapaksa and Thirunadesan are accused of misappropriating a sum of 203 million rupees of state funds through the construction of a luxury villa after purchasing a 17-acre block of land in the Malvana area. The Financial Crimes Investigation Division has filed this case against them under the Money Laundering Act. The defendants appeared in court today. The case is due to be taken up again on the 14th of next month. The case filed against 3 defendants, including former Minister Kehelia Rambukwala, over the misappropriation of state funds to the tune of over 900,000 rupees, purchasing 600 pipes, claiming that it was for a promotion program of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, was taken up for hearing at the Colombo Fort Magistrates Court today. The Bribery Commission has filed this case saying that this incident had occurred during the period 2nd to the 10th of December 2014. The other defendants of the case are former Rupavahini Corporation Chairman Vimal Rubasinghe and former Director General Chandrapala Liyanage. The case is due to be taken up for hearing again on the 11th of January next year. The Colombo Fort Magistrates Court has issued an order to direct a reminder to the Attorney General on the case filed against 3 persons, including former Minister Mahindananda Alutgamage, in relation to an incident over the alleged misappropriation of a sum of more than 39 million rupees of the Sports Ministry. The case had been filed by the Financial Crimes Investigation Division, alleging that funds of the Sports Ministry had been used for the distribution of sports gear to Sri Lanka Freedom Party branch officers during the presidential election period. On to a headline-making story. The Agriculture Ministry has decided to supply the fertilizer at the prevailing price despite the increase in the price of fertilizer in the world market. Minister Mahinda Amaravira has issued the necessary instructions in this regard to the National Fertilizer Secretariat. The price of a metric ton of urea fertilizer in the world market has risen to $370. However, following a discussion held yesterday, the minister has issued instructions to supply the fertilizer at the prevailing prices. The aim is to continuously provide fertilizer for the Yalla season sans any shortage. Accordingly, a bag of urea fertilizer will be given at the prevailing price of 500 rupees for the cultivation of paddy. It was also decided at this discussion to provide a bag of urea fertilizer for the cultivation of other crops at the rate of 1,500 rupees. The purchase of the Yalla paddy harvest from the farmers is now progressing successfully. The amount provided by the government to purchase of the Yalla harvest from farmers in the Polonnaruwa district alone is 984 million rupees. The extent cultivated with paddy in the Polonnaruwa district is around 150,000 acres. Harvesting of paddy in the district is now in progress. The government has allocated a large sum of money for the purchase of this yield. The Paddy Marketing Board has opened 28 warehouses to stock the paddy that is being purchased from the district. USAID has assured the support of the World Health Organization in case of a disastrous situation. USAID made the announcement at a function organized for the declaration of the planning report for the maintenance of the health services and the handing over of new equipment for the disaster management unit of the Health Ministry. It was held recently in Colombo under the patronage of Acting Health Minister Faisal Qasim. New equipment was handed over to health institutions in 8 districts that suffered losses due to the flood situation experienced in the year 2017. Training was imparted to 250 workers on actions that should be initiated during a sudden disastrous situation. The expenditure incurred by USAID on the distribution of this equipment and the provision of training to health workers was 125 million rupees. Additional Secretary Sunil D. Alvis, Director of the Disaster Management Unit of the Health Ministry, Hemantha Herat, Sri Lanka representative of the World Health Organization, Dr. Razia Pense, and Deputy Chief of USAID, Elena Tansey, were among those present on the occasion. You're watching Prime TV News, and still on the local scene, the government has drawn its attention to granting some relief for the public transport system, taking into consideration the rise in fuel prices in the world market. This was revealed by Deputy Transport Minister Ashok Abesingha in Parliament today.
Petrol සහ diesel මිල වැඩිවීමත් එක්ක
Parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara said that plans were underway to increase fares in the school transport services along with the hike in fuel prices. When watching news yesterday, the people are condemning all the 225 parliamentarians. Deputy Minister Ashok Abesingha said that price of diesel had not increased. There are about 45,000 vans transporting school children. The National Commission of Road Safety is regulating this process. However, he said that they will be discussing with the related associations as to what action should be taken in this regard. If the fuel prices continue to rise in the face of the world market situation, he said that he discussed with the finance minister to find out whether some relief could be granted so that it would not burden the people. A Supreme Court judge who had come to the top in judicial process is slated to take oaths as the new Chief Justice tomorrow after 28 years. Supreme Court Judge Nalin Jayalat Pereira is scheduled to take oaths before President Maithripala Sirisena at the fort as the 46th Chief Justice of the country. It was Parinda Ranasinghe who took oaths as the 38th Chief Justice before former President Ranasinghe Premadasa in the year 1988. He joined the judicial service as a magistrate. Thereafter, the majority of Chief Justices who were appointed were those who were appointed to the appeals court from the post of the Attorney General. Former Chief Justice Shirani Bandaranayake was appointed to the post while she was serving a professor of the law faculty of the Colombo University. The appointment of Mohan Piris by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa as the Chief Justice was a person who came in for criticism for the manner in which he served as the Attorney General. Among them were the withdrawal of the murder case of former parliamentarian Chandana Katriarachi and the sexual abuse case of Duminda Silva. Prasad Depp, who retired today, is prominent among safeguarding the dignity of the judicial sector during his term of office. The Constitutional Council today endorsed Supreme Court Judge Nalin Jayalat Pereira, President Maithripala Sirisena's nomination for the post of Chief Justice. The Constitutional Council met this afternoon under the patronage of the Speaker. The Speaker's office announced that the Constitutional Council had approved the nomination made by the President for the appointment of the Chief Justice. Accordingly, the Constitutional Council has notified its decision over the related appointment. Minister Vijaydas Rajapaksa has said that the commission investigating bribery or corruption will be strengthened. The minister revealed of plans to recruit experts to the commission for the first time. The minister was speaking at the debate on the Investigation Commission Amendment Bill in Parliament today. The minister said that what is being done under this bill is to grant the power to the Bribery Commission to file cases if the facts revealed under the Investigation Commission Act comes under the crimes of the Commission. What is being attempted to maintain an equal status of the Commission and the Special Presidential Commission. What they want is to strengthen the Bribery Commission under these acts. He said that they cannot be satisfied with only the amendments brought to the Bribery Commission Act. In this respect, they need to amend the Assets and Liabilities Act. He said that cabinet approval has been received in this respect. A degree is to be awarded in the future to public health inspectors and diploma holders. This was revealed by Health Minister Rajitha Senaratne. The minister made this revelation joining in the awarding of diplomas to 630 public health inspectors in Colombo recently. Diplomas were awarded to 495 public health inspectors, 7 dental technicians and 130 dental therapists. Hitherto, they had been given only a 1.5-year training. The circular stating that the training period of public health inspectors had been increased to 2 years was announced on the occasion. Additional Secretary Sunil D. Alvis and President of the Public Health Inspectors Union, Upul Rohana, were among those present on the occasion. A motor vehicle has collided with a train despite warnings given on the approach of a train by persons who were in the vicinity. The driver of the vehicle sustained critical injuries in the accident that happened this morning. The accident occurred in the Vakunugoda area in Gaul. It was a slow train plying from Alutgama to Gaul. Noting the arrival of the train, the driver's wife had been immediately got off the vehicle. However, despite the wife screaming that the train was nearing, the driver had been unable to get off the vehicle as he was unable to unlock the door. The vehicle was dragged 100 meters away after colliding with the train. The accident had inflicted heavy damages to several railway signal boxes. Meanwhile, observation has begun at locations along the rail track where the collision of elephants is taking place. The Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation said that observation team of 14 members appointed to prevent elephant train collisions has commenced these activities. A report is due to be handed over after the observation that is due to be carried out for 4 days. Around 12 elephants have died within a month after collisions with trains. Airport customs officials have foiled an attempt to smuggle out wallapatta to Dubai. The decision was made at the Katunaika International Airport. The total quantity of wallapatta seized was about 23 kilograms. Customs officials said that its value was around 2.3 million rupees. A 43-year-old suspect was taken into custody along with the stock of wallapatta. For more information, visit www.itnnews.lk. Many thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.